Hey, everybody, Joel and Jeremy. It is the games of the month. It is February already, and Valentine's Day can be kind to some teams. It cannot be kind to some teams as well. Hi, everybody. I'm Joel. That's Jeremy. February, it's always fun because we've had winter for so long, and now we can see the end. And for all these teams, you can see the end of your seasons coming here.
You can, and what do they say, Joel? I think just in the month of January, which we were just completing, we gained like 50 minutes of daylight. Which it's a little depressing around in the middle of December when especially for guys like us who are leaving the house when it's dark, and then we're getting home when it's dark. So, yeah, the light is at the end of the tunnel. But what that also means, Joel, is we're coming to the end of a winter sports season. And I remember 3 months ago already, in November, not only were we talking about maybe some of our football and volleyball teams who are hoping to make postseason runs, our first winter sports broadcasts, if you remember that, Joel, and I know you do, were at the end of November. So we have, we've kind of run the gamut here. If you liken February to golf, let's say, because I'm a golfer, so I try and make those parallels sometimes. February is kind of moving month, right? Now's the time when, one, you want to be healthy. You want to make sure that those sprained ankles, those twisted knees, maybe a shoulder, arm injury, all of that stuff is kind of by the wayside. We're getting healthy because everything is really built for that last week or those last couple of weeks of February. Before we went on, we were talking, wrestling is going to get going right in that middle of February, right over Valentine's Day. There's going to be people that are going to be spending Valentine's Day in a gym, watching the guys and gals roll around on a mat. That's where we're at. It's a fun time of year, especially for seniors, right? Especially for parents of these high schoolers, because now these kids get an opportunity to kind of try and make those dreams come true, dreams that they've thought about since they were 5th or 6th graders, and they watch those older students doing it. So it's a fun time. It's probably one of the 3 best months in, out of a high school year, because it is playoff month.
And it gets going here in just a mere days. Girls hockey kicks it off on February 5th. Then you got wrestling the following week, boys hockey the week after that, and then you get the girls basketball and boys basketball. And I do like how each sport kind of has their own little week that they get the spotlight for the state tournament. And some of these state tournament venues, the atmosphere, even if you're not a super big, like I'm not a super big wrestling fan, but the wrestling tournament, that atmosphere, holy cow, at that state tournament, that is something to behold.
Just like hockey, right? I'm not a hockey guy either, but those atmospheres are something to be told. And here's the other thing, like with the basketball, maybe that atmosphere isn't as great at the state tournament. You'll have a tough time telling the teams that are playing in it that it's not a big time atmosphere. But if you're a high school sports fan and you like to have fun, get out and see some of these section basketball games, because you want to talk about fun. You've been in packed gyms, Joel. You've probably called games where you've got people on both sides of you, and it's 120 degrees in the gym and it might be 15 degrees outside. That's what makes this fun. And we've got some teams, Joel, that I think have an opportunity to do some special things to reach those goals, to get to state tournaments. I mean, we were talking a little bit Hutch girls hockey. They know what they've kind of got. They're setting out. They made goals at the beginning of the year. Now's the time to try and reach those goals. The Central girls. It's been 7 years, Joel, since they were last in a state tournament. It seemed like for about a 5 or 6 year run, that was a pretty regular occurrence for them. They've got a really good team led by a good senior core with some nice young players. The GSL boys. I mean, they've got those 2 dynamic guards, and Ethan Sanju and Lincoln Bussey, who are both capable of scoring 30 plus on any given night. Heck, they're both averaging over 20 a night. And you want to talk about a track meet, you're going to sweat just from watching them run. I mean, they get up and down the court. The Mare Lutheran girls volleyball team, Joel, no school has ever won the state volleyball tournament in November, and in the same school year won the girls basketball tournament. The Mare Lutheran girls right now are ranked in the top 5 in Class A. That's the goal that they have set out, having a daughter that's on that team. I know what the goals are. So it's a lot of fun to kind of see this all come together. Winter sports season's always the longest, right? because number one, winter's long in Minnesota, but it just seems like this is the longest season. Now we're starting to see over these next 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to learn a lot about some of these great teams that we've got in our area.
Sounds good. And for you listening out there and watching out there, make sure you check out our website, kduz.com, carpradio.com, and kglb1310.com. Schedules on there each and every week. Thank you, Jeremy. It is the games of the month for February.